Across the vast canvas of existence, a semblance of order has at last been meticulously established. The primordial struggles, the great cosmic battles that once rent the fabric of the nascent universe seem to have subsided into legend. The worlds themselves, forged in fire and ice, now spin in their appointed orbits, their landscapes shaped, their ecosystems defined. The gods, majestic and powerful, preside from their celestial thrones, their decrees echoing through the realms, and the universe, it would appear, has found a delicate, hard-won balance, a symphony of harmonious interactions. Or has it? Is this tranquility truly absolute? This order impervious to the subtle, persistent tremors from below? For even within the most sacred groves, the most divine and well-ordered realms, a different kind of energy still stirs, an ancient, irrepressible undercurrent. This is not the overt, monstrous chaos of the void, nor the formless abyss that preceded creation's dawn. Instead, it manifests in far more intriguing forms, embodied by clever, often charming, and invariably mischievous figures. These beings, elusive and unpredictable, dance with nimble feet along the very edges of established rules and the perceived solidity of reality. They are the tricksters, enigmatic spirits who find their homes in the liminal spaces, the cracks within the grand design, reminding us that the universe is never quite as settled as it might seem. Today on Mythic Whispers, we embark on a fascinating journey to meet these extraordinary gods and spirits, those who consciously choose to live between the clearly demarcated lines of convention and expectation. We shall delve into the tales of Loki, the Norse master of cunning and transformation; Hermes, the swift-footed Olympian messenger with a penchant for delightful larceny; Coyote, the enigmatic shaper and fool from Native American lore; and a host of other similar figures from cultures spanning the globe. These are the tricksters, the eternal jesters in the cosmic court, whose antics and interventions serve as a constant, vital reminder that even in worlds built on order, the spark of chaos never truly, irrevocably disappears. Their stories, woven into the rich tapestry of global mythology, are more than mere entertainment. They are profound explorations of the inherent duality of existence. They challenge our notions of good and evil, of creation and destruction, forcing us to confront the uncomfortable truth that progress often emerges from disruption, and that laughter can be as potent a force as any divine decree. Prepare to look beyond the grand pronouncements of kings and gods, and listen instead to the whispers from the margins, for it is there, in the unpredictable dance of the trickster, that we often find the most compelling insights into the enduring complexities of the cosmos, and indeed ourselves. The figure of the trickster is a truly remarkable and ubiquitous phenomenon, a recurring motif discovered in the mythological traditions of almost every culture that has ever gazed upon the stars or pondered the mysteries of life. From the sun-drenched plains of Africa to the icy fjords of the north, from the ancient civilizations of the Americas to the archipelagos of the Pacific, these enigmatic beings emerge time and again as pivotal characters in the sacred narratives. Their widespread presence suggests a deep, shared human need to articulate and understand certain fundamental aspects of our world and our own nature. And at the core of their being, they embody profound, almost bewildering contradiction, a tapestry woven from opposing threads. Consider for a moment their divine status. These are not mere mortals playing pranks. They often walk among the gods, possess supernatural abilities, and influence cosmic events. They may hold dominion over certain aspects of existence or carry messages between the realms. Yet this divinity is almost invariably paired with an astonishing, sometimes baffling foolishness. They stumble into self-made traps, their clever schemes backfire spectacularly, and their pronouncements can be as nonsensical as they are insightful. This perplexing blend of the sacred and the silly is a hallmark of the trickster, challenging our expectations of what it means to be a god, forcing us to see the divine not just as remote and omnipotent, but also as fallible, even relatable in its imperfections. Furthermore, their actions ripple outwards with consequences that are rarely straightforward. They are notorious instigators of trouble, their antics ranging from playful interference in the lives of mortals and gods to catastrophic disruptions that can threaten the very stability of the cosmos. A stolen artifact, a whispered lie, a broken taboo, these are the common tools of their trade, sowing discord and confusion. And yet, from this very chaos, progress often unexpectedly blooms. A trickster's transgression might inadvertently reveal a hidden truth, break a stagnant pattern, or force reluctant heroes onto a path of discovery and innovation, thus serving as an unwitting catalyst for positive transformation. Their moral compass, if one can even call it that, is notoriously unreliable. They lie with impunity, steal without remorse, and cheat with dazzling ingenuity, often for reasons as trivial as amusement or a momentary advantage. These are actions typically condemned, yet in the strange alchemy of myth, these very figures can, at crucial junctures, emerge as unlikely heroes. They might outwit a common enemy that even the noblest gods cannot defeat, or retrieve a vital treasure through means no one else would dare employ. They exist in a moral grey area, forcing us to question simplistic notions of right and wrong and to acknowledge that sometimes, just sometimes, the path to a greater good is paved with dubious intentions. Within the formidable and often stark realm of Norse mythology, a world of warrior gods, fearsome giants, and prophecies of inevitable doom, no trickster figure looms larger or casts a more complex shadow than the infamous Loki. The Norse pantheon, residing in the golden halls of Asgard, is a society built on strength, honor, and a clear distinction between friend and foe. Yet, into this structured world steps Loki, an anomaly, a being who defies easy categorization and whose allegiances shift like the wind across the desolate northern landscapes. His very presence introduces an element of profound unpredictability into the sagas of gods and mortals. His origins alone set him apart, marking him as an outsider even within the inner circles of Asgard. Loki is born not of the Aesir, the primary family of gods, but of giants. His father, the Jotun Farbauti, and his mother, Laufey, whose own lineage is somewhat ambiguous, sometimes called Needle or Slender Isle, hinting at a nature both sharp and elusive. This connection to the Jotnar, the traditional adversaries of the Asgardian gods, places Loki in an inherently contradictory position. Yet, despite this heritage, he is not merely tolerated but accepted, even embraced by Odin, the All-Father himself, who swore an oath of blood brotherhood with him, binding their fates in an unbreakable, though often strained, pact. Loki's character is a mesmerizing blend of attributes that make him both indispensable and utterly perilous. He possesses a formidable intellect, a cunning mind capable of devising ingenious solutions to the gods' most intractable problems, often problems he himself has caused. His tongue is silvered, his charm undeniable, allowing him to persuade, cajole, and deceive with consummate skill. Yet, beneath this captivating exterior lies a volatile, often malicious nature. There is a dangerous edge to his wit, a darkness in his humor, and a capacity for profound cruelty that sends shivers through even the stoutest of divine hearts, making him a truly formidable presence. Much of his early mischief appears to be driven by little more than a capricious desire for amusement, a need to stir the pot and observe the ensuing chaos. He causes trouble seemingly for sport, reveling in the disruption and the reactions it provokes among his divine companions. The infamous tale of his shearing the golden locks of Sif, Thor's wife, is but one example of this wanton troublemaking. Such acts, while initially appearing as mere pranks, often have far-reaching consequences, setting in motion chains of events that ripple throughout the nine worlds, hinting at a deeper, perhaps even unconscious drive towards significant upheaval. Here amidst the sun-drenched peaks of Mount Olympus, a different kind of trickster holds sway. Unlike the brooding, destructive force of Loki from the frozen north, we encounter Hermes, a figure altogether more congenial, more integrated into the divine society he inhabits. He is not an outsider, but a cherished, if occasionally exasperating, member of the Olympian pantheon. His purview is remarkably diverse. The protector of fleet-footed travelers, the patron of shrewd merchants, the guardian of those who tread the shadowy paths of thievery, and the swift-winged messenger of the gods themselves. Yet, this complex deity, so vital to the workings of the Hellenic world, began his extraordinary career with an act of audacious mischief, a testament to his inherent nature, evident from the very moment of his birth, a divine spark of cunning ignited in the cradle. Born in a secluded grotto on Mount Selene, hidden from the ever-watchful eyes of Hera, Hermes was the son of the mighty Zeus, king of the gods, and the gentle Pleiad nymph, Maya. No ordinary infancy was his. Legends tell us that mere hours after his birth, this remarkable babe, already possessed of a keen intellect and an insatiable curiosity, found his swaddling clothes far too restrictive for his burgeoning ambitions. He did not cry for his mother, nor did he simply gaze at the dappled light filtering into their cave. Instead, with a slyness that would define his immortal existence, he slipped from his cradle, his tiny feet already eager to explore the vast, uncharted territories that lay beyond his natal sanctuary. A miniature adventurer embarking on his first and perhaps most audacious quest. His first journey led him to the lush pastures of Pieria, where his elder half-brother Apollo, the radiant god of music, prophecy and light, grazed his magnificent immortal cattle. Here the infant Hermes, driven by an impish desire and a nascent understanding of acquisition, conceived a plan of breathtaking daring. He would steal these prized beasts, but not for him a simple, straightforward theft. With a cunning far exceeding his tender age, he cleverly disguised his tracks, fashioning crude sandals for himself and forcing the cattle to walk backwards, creating a bewildering trail designed to confuse any pursuer. 50 of Apollo's finest were thus spirited away, a silent testament to the prodigious, almost unnerving ingenuity of this divine newborn, a master of deception from his very first day. When Apollo, the golden-haired archer, discovered the theft, his fury was as bright and searing as the midday sun. The trail, or lack thereof, was perplexing, an enigma that defied logical explanation. Yet through his prophetic powers, he soon identified the unlikely culprit. He stormed to Maya's cave, confronting the seemingly innocent babe, now nestled back in his crib, feigning sleep with an artistry that would make a seasoned actor envious. Hermes, with wide-eyed guile, denied all knowledge, swearing his infantile innocence. The dispute was brought before Zeus, who, though likely amused by his son's precocity, ordered the truth. It was here, in this divine tribunal, that Hermes first showcased his diplomatic skill, a talent for negotiation that would serve him and Olympus well in the ages to come. Across the vast, wind-swept plains and sun-baked canyons of North America, a figure of immense significance wanders through the narratives of countless indigenous peoples. This is Coyote, a being not easily confined by simple definition, a spirit woven into the very fabric of the land itself. His stories echo from the Pacific Northwest to the arid Southwest, carried on the wind, whispered by the rustling leaves, a constant presence in the oral traditions that have shaped cultures for millennia. He is more than mere animal. He is an ancient power, a reflection of the wild, untamed heart of the continent, a voice that speaks of beginnings of transformations and of the enduring complexities of existence. Here, in these ancient tales, Coyote emerges as a creature of profound duality, a shaper of worlds, and yet, often, a comical fool. He is not a god in the pantheon of Olympus, nor a deity demanding solemn worship in stone temples. Rather, he is an elemental force, a primal intelligence, sometimes a creator, sometimes a buffoon. His actions capable of bringing forth life-giving rivers, or equally leading to hilariously self-inflicted predicaments. This very contradiction is central to his power, making him an accessible, relatable figure. Despite his often supernatural exploits, he is the quintessential enigma, a force that both builds and disrupts with an almost casual unpredictability. What makes Coyote particularly compelling is his uncanny reflection of humanity's own multifaceted nature. He is possessed of an insatiable curiosity, a boundless greed that often leads him astray, and a surprising capacity for foolishness that makes his failures as instructive as his triumphs. Yet within this often chaotic persona, moments of unexpected bravery and profound wisdom can shine through, illuminating the path for others. He is in many ways a mirror held up to the human condition, embodying our noblest aspirations and our most common failings, our capacity for ingenuity alongside our susceptibility to temptation and error. A timeless commentary on what it means to be, and it is through his very imperfections, his relentless meddling and often accidental interventions, that Coyote often assumes the role of a culture hero. He is credited with bringing fire to humankind. a gift stolen or cleverly tricked from its original keepers, forever changing the course of human development. He carves landscapes not with divine intent, but perhaps by dragging a heavy object or through the consequences of a poorly thought-out scheme. He teaches the arts of survival, the methods of hunting, the ways of the world, often learning these lessons himself the hard way, his blunders becoming cautionary tales for generations to come. Across the vast and diverse continent of Africa, a rich tapestry of mythologies unfolds, teeming with deities and spirits that govern every aspect of human existence and the natural world. Within the sophisticated cosmology of the Yoruba people of present-day Nigeria and Benin stands a figure of pivotal importance, a trickster par excellence, Eshu Elegbara. He is not a god of serene order, but a master of uncertainty, a spirit who dwells at the very intersections of life, where paths diverge and destinies hang in the balance. His presence is a constant reminder of the unpredictable currents that shape our lives. Eshu's domain is the crossroads, the marketplace, the gateway between the human and divine realms, all liminal spaces where potentiality reigns. He is the divine messenger, the one who carries prayers and sacrifices to the Orishas, the other deities of the Yoruba pantheon. Yet he is no mere passive conduit. Eshu is known to delight in ambiguity, to test the clarity of human intention, and to ensure that communication is never taken for granted. He might obscure the path, misinterpret a message, or introduce an element of confusion, not out of malice, but to ensure that humans approach the sacred with due diligence and respect. His nature is one of dynamic unpredictability. He speaks in riddles, presents paradoxes, and revels in situations that defy easy categorization. Eshu is the embodiment of chance, the keeper of the unpredictable twists of fate that can elevate one person while bringing another low. He reminds humanity that nothing is truly certain, that the best laid plans can be undone by an unforeseen event, and that flexibility and adaptability are essential virtues. He is the divine agent provocateur, whose interventions, though unsettling, often serve to shake people out of complacency and force them to confront uncomfortable truths about themselves and their world. So vital is Eshu to the cosmic balance that he is often the first Orisha to be acknowledged in ritual, the one to whom offerings are made to ensure smooth passage, clear communication, and favorable outcomes. To ignore Eshu is to invite confusion, conflict, and misfortune. His power lies not in brute force, but in his subtle manipulation of circumstances, his ability to open and close doors, to create opportunities or obstacles. He is the guardian of the sacred ace, the divine life force, and his playful, often disruptive energy ensures that this power remains dynamic and ever-flowing throughout the universe. These divine jesters, these sacred clowns, these agents of delightful disruption serve as a potent reminder that the world we inhabit is seldom a simple affair of black and white. Even within the most meticulously constructed systems, amidst the grand designs of order and stability, chaos, it seems, always finds a way to whisper its presence. The trickster gods, in their myriad forms, give voice to this whisper, tearing down conceptual walls, relentlessly questioning authority, and holding a mirror to the often unseen pride and pomposity of both gods and mortals. Yet through their seemingly irreverent mischief, they become unexpected conduits of profound change, and sometimes, surprisingly, of genuine wisdom. In a cosmos ostensibly built and governed by deities of unwavering order, of predictable cycles and steadfast laws, the trickster emerges as an indispensable anomaly. They are the unpredictable spark that ignites innovation, the unexpected variable that tests the patience and resilience of established structures. They are, in a very real sense, a vital force of evolution within the mythological ecosystem, preventing stagnation and ensuring that the narratives of existence remain dynamic, responsive, and eternally fascinating. Without their meddling, their challenges, their boundary-breaking antics, the grand story of creation might become a far more monotonous tale indeed. So, the next time your carefully constructed world encounters an unexpected disruption, when plans go awry and the familiar path suddenly seems obscured, it may be worth pausing for a moment. Ask yourself, in that instance of disarray, is this merely destruction, a setback to be lamented? Or could it be the subtle, perhaps even clumsy hand of transformation at play? Could this apparent chaos be an invitation to see things differently, to adapt, to grow, to find a new and perhaps more resilient way forward, much like the lessons learned from the trickster's own tumultuous journeys? The pantheon of trickery is vast and varied, each figure offering a unique reflection of this complex archetype. Which of these enigmatic beings do you find the most fascinating? Is it the cunning Loki, the boundary-pushing Coyote, the witty Anansi, or perhaps another mischievous deity from a tradition we've yet to explore? We invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you've enjoyed this journey into the heart of divine mischief, do subscribe to Mythic Whispers for more explorations through the strange, the powerful, and the endlessly mysterious world of mythology.